Good morning. Not as cold as it was, but now it's all wet. Wet and cold. Man, we got down into the teens. I think we might have hit the single digits a little bit. That's Fahrenheit, mind. And I tell you what, that gets old in a hurry. But all the critters come through all right. Well, farm girl won't be heading out with us today. She's caught a bit of a bug. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not the plague or anything, but she's a little under the weather, and there's plenty of weather out here right now, so I told her she could stay inside. You know, I've always really liked days like this that are kind of overcast. It reminds me of good old days with my friends during school. Makes me miss those people. You should always try to stay in touch with your friends, because you never know when you're going to get more of them. Or if you're like me, you just get a whole bunch of animals and you never get a chance to make new friends again. Man, in case you don't know, every time you feed chickens, it's like you haven't fed them for days. These chickens are well fed. They are fat little birds. And they act like they haven't gotten a morsel in a week. It's really irritating, because they think you have food and they swarm you. And then when you really do have food, just look out, man. It's gonna go crazy. Alright. You know who's not that way? The rabbits. Let's feed the rabbits. Alright. Let's feed these dogs. They've been waiting so patiently. How can you be mad at that face? Somebody is ready to eat. She's chuffing at me. She's ready to go. If today's episode seems a little haphazard, a little jerky, the wind is terrible. So I blame that and not this guy. Yeah, there's room. Just tidily tuck that right there. Yep, that's good. Don't act like you guys don't have a closet or a garage or something to look like that, okay? Alright. Oh, I think I'm done with the chores. Yay. I am going to work on getting all of these white dots out of this field and transplant them up there, because there's fresh brown bales up there, and that gets them closer to the lambing area, which we will need to be at in the next several weeks. It's that time already. It's been a minute since I put one of those up. My camera died yesterday. And you know, it just got grosser and greasier, and I decided to not come back out. We're going to move those sheep over today, though. In fact, we're going to do it right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get this guy, put him in the barnyard over here just for a minute or two, and then we're going to use his pen as a sort of a lane to get all the sheep from over there. That would have been the thing to catch on film, but I didn't. So I got that big ram in there. He decided to interject himself in between the dogs while they were tussling. Got his ear tore up a little bit. He's fine. I broke it up. Meanwhile, that last lamb came out and went on the wrong side of the fence. Farming's fun, y'all. It's fun. And that's how you do that. I love it when things mostly work. If everything worked, I don't know what I'd do with myself. We gotta get some water in the trough. And this lovely winter sun just showed me something beautiful about my trough. Can anybody see what's wrong? And don't tell me it's dirty. Come on, guys. I'll give you a hint. That is not a white rock. That is sunlight shining through a hole in the side. So I'm going to see if I can slapdash a patch on that thing for now. There are actually a lot of holes across the bottom there. Well, I would have discovered that momentarily regardless. It blows my mind how quickly things die out in the elements. I mean equipment and stuff. Couple that with just cheap products, man. But saving $2 to buy the cheaper version of something, you're going to be unhappy with that decision in the long run. Or worse, you're going to let that taint how you view that tool. Like, oh, those things don't work anyway. When really you just got a bad one. Probably preaching to the converted here. Alright. Hey guys, it's really crowded. Could you just wait here by the door? Thanks. I'll be right back. Not so much a shop as it is a storage facility. .3M aluminum tape. Not a sponsor, but this stuff is awesome. It's a little pricey, as I recall, but man, I've used this to patch a few water troughs, and it has worked really well. This is that gummy tar stuff. I don't even know what this is called, but for some of those bigger holes, this may be a handy thing. Sheep need water right now. I'm probably gonna have to get new equipment. That's just the way it is sometimes. You have to get new equipment. I don't care how frustrating it is, you just have to do it. I'm more telling myself than you guys did. Kind of makes me sad. This piece of equipment has been with us literally since we bought the farm. The guy just left it here. Let's put some water in it. Oh. Alright guys, that's that patched. We also need to fix this fence up here. So really what I'm trying to show here is just in these junctions like this, where there's metal, 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 you want to make sure that your fence is actually sitting free of that. I like to use these little poles from Tractor Supply. Not a sponsor, it'd be great. Anyway, they're a little expensive compared to, like, say, regular insulators, but man, they are versatile. Put that little clip on there to connect the two, and we are good. There's no extra connections. A lot of people get really hung up on trying to make their electric fence so that it won't pop at all. The reality is that fence is going to pop. It's just going to pop. And the reason is all along here at the ground level, any conductive wire is touching anything conductive, such as this, then you're going to get a pop. That doesn't mean the fence is not working. That doesn't mean it's completely ground out. It's not. It's losing some of its power, which I mean is not great, but that's why we have fence testers. You test the fence, see what voltage you're actually hitting at. 4 and above is generally okay. I can't speak to the larger animals like cows and horses, but for the medium-sized animals like I do, 4,000 is just fine. Pigs could probably barrel through it, no problem, but they're smart enough that they recognize where the pain is coming from and they don't want to tackle it. So sheep are dumb enough that they will just plow through it if they see everybody else doing it. Yeah, there you go. Alright, well, we got him back in there. I think we're okay. I'm gonna go dig out my Vetracine, and not a sponsor. Spray his ear, make sure he doesn't get infected or anything, and I'll keep an eye on that. The last step is boom, constant power from the house. Alright, now, should I use my tester? Yes. Do I know where my tester is right now? No. So I'll use it later when I find it. It's probably with Vetracine. Meanwhile, if you're wondering why I don't keep the ram in the barnyard, this is why. Because he comes straight back here, knocks the lid off, and starts munching on pig food. This is the first time that Mama and the babies have been waiting for me at the trough. Oh, look at the babies eating too. Dang, that probably means I should give her more. Alright, everybody. I dare say that is everything. I am going to go up and check on my wonderful family. Well, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by, watching the video. Please consider subscribing, like, share, all that stuff that we always ask people to do, because, man, the hours I spend editing, it means so much to me. Regardless, wherever you are, support your local producers. The people like myself that get out there in the mud and the poo and the cold and the rain, helping to produce food for themselves and their community, and oppose anything that inhibits your access to locally produced foods. It is up to you and to me to speak up for our own rights to maintain our local food supplies. Believe it or not, there are people out there that don't think we should be allowed to grow our own food, that we can't be trusted with the responsibility. I could talk all day on that. In the meantime, thanks for coming by. Hey, can you tell everybody that might be worried about you being a little under the weather that you're doing okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. Alright, hey, why aren't we working on that knitting?
Sorry, I'm on the phone with Nona.
Oh, you are? Okay. I guess that's alright. Where's Nona? There's Nona. Hey. This is so meta.